royalty. To we sweet, sweet mama salute. Now we all come together as well on. For tomorrow, now we go make salute.
Yes, family, welcome back to yet another very important segment where they come through the Talking Point platform. My name is Mohamed Kagbu, and today now the 10th of February 2022. This now a very tough analysis, and this now the time where I feel say all Sierra Leoneans when are patriotic citizens. We want to see we country move from a very degrading point right now to something better for pick up the mic and speak up and pick up themselves and stand for the truth and speak. Because what would they see so right now? If we not do due diligence, if we not team up and talk and make while the sun shine better, probably we will regret why we set mode. This now we all concerned. Now, what does this mean? With the try to analyze and talk about the speech where cause for President BORS Sidi Yayah Tunis, the spokesperson for APC, and Lokana Cell. And they can't play for now the clip where during the time where President BOB the opposition, the worst way talk, even much more worse, but no arrest them. This all and more. You get the opportunity for share your own comment here. Share the video also, and don't forget to this program also they can at YouTube live at TPP Leone. I'm not gonna sound I can't get the full story now. They can shut.
Talking Point platform for news everything now we country alone. For education, entertainment, political affairs, TV. We got enough Tanga one inside Sierra Leone, like a big quantity. We breeze not a shit, TV.
Yeah, Famula, without wasting time, let me go straight to the point. Now, before we can make our own commentary, let me just hear the statement where APC pull out for the arrest of the acting national publicity secretary, and at the same time, the APC spokesperson, Yayah Tunis, where he do an interview at 98.1, where it say then will mobilize, and they're on level 3 for mobilize the people for vote this government out. Immediately after the interview, he gets an invitation from the CID there, and then interview based on criminal, offensive, and incitement, and EB slippery. But what does this mean for this democracy? But before we can put we on mods, let me listen from what's in the SFP and the APC, the SSFC first.
Of the party, Ambassador Osman Yansanneh, he told me that he is working with the legal team, and yet we are yet to decipher, we are yet to decode, we are yet to see where the allegations levied against him of incitement, where did he really did such a crime, where did such a crime occur in his interview. So we are yet to decode it, we are yet to decipher it, we are yet to understand where they are coming from, because we've listened to the interview and we are yet to hear any statement of incitement.
Has the Criminals Investigation Department presented any evidence to the party, so to speak, as to the reason why he's detained?
All we know for now is yesterday he was invited, he was interviewed and detained. And up till now, we are still looking forward and we are still waiting to see evidence from the Criminal Investigation Department, wherein the National Publicity Secretary, the spokesperson, you understand, the fearless personality who stood firm for democracy, who is advocating for freedom of speech, who is advocating for democracy, who is advocating for that which we refer to as good governance. Where has he gone wrong in his interview? We are yet to uncover that. But as far as we are concerned, we believe in the democratic platform, we believe in the democratic dictate, and we are also going to use those legal means, those lawful means to ensure he is released unconditionally, because there is nothing, absolutely nothing like incitement in his statement. What he said is exactly what we are reiterating, that we are going to mobilize our people. we are going to mobilize our people. And I repeat, we are going to mobilize our people to get these people out of power using lawful means. That was exactly what he said. And we are reiterating that. We are not going to mobilize our people illegally, unlawfully. No. We are going to tell the people what we've done in this country throughout the past 10 years of governance, the roads, the electricity, the economy that we upgraded, and we are going to mobilize them to say, if we want good governance, vote them out. If we want freedom of speech, vote them out. If we want transformation, vote them out. So that was exactly what the National Publicity Secretary said on radio. And that's exactly the standpoint of the APC, that we will mobilize our people to ensure we lawfully get them out of governance. Okay,
let me pick you up on two notes. You made mention of fairness and that of democratic principles. Now, Wednesday's publication of the Awareness Times newspaper purports two schools of thoughts, one of which was incitement, and the other, it stated there that the acting National Publicity Secretary for the All People's Congress is just putting up this front because, as according to the Awareness Times newspaper, it's purported that he's a mole for the Sierra Leone People's Party. Are you aware of this?
We saw the publication and we will deliberately not respond to what the awareness is alleging because it has no locus and it has no base. As far as the APC is concerned, through and throughout the period, Sidi Yayah Tunis, the acting National Publicity Secretary, has been very, 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 very real with us. He has been through and through. He has been advocating. He has been defensive of the democracy of this country, representing the All People's Congress Party. And Sidi Yayah Tunis being called a mold is unfortunate. But I will say the APC, the people, the owners of the party, the grassroots, the secretariat, the people of this country, they trust in him. And as I'm speaking to you, I trust him.
Systemic arrests are one of the things that the main opposition has been complaining about repeatedly. How do you feel adding this to the list of other arrests that have been made?
It's a continued process by the government, like I said, to undermine the democratic space. It's a project to silence the opposition. And as far as we are concerned, what they've done is they have just empowered us the more. And according to what we had, we asked, where was Sidi Yayah Tunis taken? And then they told us, at a place constructed for human beings. We said it is okay. For the fact that he is not taken, or he was not taken to a place constructed for animals, then simply means a place constructed for us. And the APC, the entire membership, the entire secretariat, the entire APC is ready to go to that same place because we are going to defend the democratic space of this country. We will continue to advocate for freedom of speech in this country, and we will continue to advocate for freedom of association in this country.
Do you feel intimidated in any way as a party?
We feel strengthened that the international community can now recognize our claims that indeed, under this particular regime, reckless governance is exactly what is at play, and that is exactly what we stand against. We want true leadership. That's exactly what we are yearning for. We want legitimate reforms in the judiciary. That's exactly what we are yearning for. We want all that which will give the dictate of democracy in this country. That's exactly what we stand for, and we will never back down. Sidi Yayah Tunis have made it very clear. We are now level 3, and that layer is exactly what we are now implementing. Mobilizing our people, telling our people that which we've done and what this government is doing, and empowering them to take that lawful decision which is in their hands to vote out this particular government come 2023, and we stand by that.
My next question is obvious. You spoke about level 3, which is the mobilization stage. What is the next level?
Like the acting National Publicity Secretary have stated, we are now on level 3. And by law, the party gave him the mandate to tell the people of this country that the APC is now on level 3, is now on layer 3. That is the mobilization level. Talking to our people, addressing our people, tell them that indeed we are now ready for governance.
Does this not sound inciting to you?
Telling the people that we want to mobilize them, does that sound inciting? Our first level is to defend the Secretariat and the people of the APC. That's our first level. The second level is to ensure we advocate to the international community about the ruthlessness of this government. The third level is where we mobilize our people, telling them our stance, telling them our positions, preaching to them about the goodies that we've offered them and what we have in stores for them come 2023 moving forward. And we'll also tell them the bad governance that have been purported, that have been displayed by this particular government. Trust me, the next level is level 4. And that, I will tell you now, is to take up governance using lawful means. Does that sound inciting?
Okay, Fambul, that was the short statement where APC pulled out immediately after the arrest Yayah Tunis, where they're very, very hungry. They just put some lines in where them fit say there's nothing wrong in making short a statement by saying that they mobilize some people and for vote out a government peacefully. But we're not there actually for can't talk for APC or ASEP. We don't try for the democratic space. In other words, the freedom of speech has been eroded in Sierra Leone. Many people are in a salon today, they don't get mind talk. And we all know, say 5 years back, not to say it be musician and be the six freely, civil society, people, all man free. I mean, this is democracy. People learn, get right for talk. Freedom of speech is guaranteed on the Constitution of 1991. Act number 6. This nothing where nobody not get right for take now you and of course you get to be very mindful of the words and way you talk because freedom of speech also gets controlled. But if you look at the words and where the man use, definitely, if you're not biased, you know, they see anything will incite him, intimidate him. Forget about this. Listen to what in President Mada Bio be say when he be people opposition. Then you make a judgment, then you know exactly the trend at which some of us stand here for. Take a listen to this.
We are
very dire consequences, as you know. We are all set. We've been preparing for this for the past 5 years, and everything is set. We have international observers here. Quite a lot of money has been spent for this particular occasion, and we see no reason why it should be postponed. The only reason that is there is because the president wants it postponed. But we have the Constitution, and there is no reason why it should not be held on the 27th. I will not hesitate to call the people of this country to come out and defend peace, security, and the democracy we have fought for. I didn't fight for democracy alone. This whole nation fought for it. And I think we should rise up to make sure that democracy is maintained.
Yeah, so Famule, when I don't listen to speech there, this was President Bio when he be the opposition, when there was a talk of postponing the election. He said he will mobilize the people, you know, where hesitate for defend the constitution, for defend democracy, the democracy, everything. But he was never arrested in the first place. I mean, this double standard that I make, I don't know what's in President Bio they fear actually, because I mean, if you are really governing in the interest of the country, you know, with your conscience that you're doing the right thing, believe me, you know the fear who somebody can't talk for talk say are they pulling a power. Because at the end of the day, not only the person who talk they pulling a power, now the people of Salon they pulling a power. So what is the point of you having to arrest people, you know, intimidating? This is all just silencing people. And this is very dangerous because the trend as which the entire country they move is very bad. Now, we see that another thing we worry about, the ethnic lines. Now, since this government's kind of power, we don't see a strong division between the two main tribes and the Mendes and the Timnis, just like they set we up as if we are enemies or we are not friends, we are not brothers and sisters, or not Sierra Leoneans and people in the CU are, I mean, deliberately politicians try to use tribe. And this is very dangerous. And this kind of tribalism, this kind of political divide is very dangerous. We don't see them here many times. Many times. It don't happen in Rwanda, it don't happen in Liberia, it don't happen in Kosovo, it don't happen in Somalia, it don't happen in Eritrea, it don't happen in Nigeria. Now, we want let the civil society then pick up their arms in the sense, the instruments, arms in the sense, the word and the talk, all the instruments they wouldn't get way for talk for the people of Sierra Leone, for talk for the nation of Sierra Leone, for cool down the tension, because there's no absolutely denial of the fact that what we see so right now, this, if we not talk, things might get out of hand. The bitter acrimony between SLPP and APC is completely out of control now. We see persistent arrest, or consistently we see the government, they try for calm down. The emotions are high, the spirits are very, very high. The country in a 10 states. I don't know what's in the main thing. Why we not foresee eye to eye? Why these two political parties not foresee eye to eye? But it's much more dangerous right now, this current regime, that they not even make any way like ease the tension, or because you within our government, now you get more responsibility than the person within our opposition. And then the judge tomorrow, then even get for the judge. The international community, they judge the people who within our power more than the people who within our opposition. And posterity, the future will even judge the people who will be in our power, not the opposition. So that in the case of this, I feel the government, particularly the president, for restraint. For even if you see some provocation, certain thing where no need for create attention, not for create attention. Because I don't know, President Bio, I don't know if you get bad advisor, or I don't know if he himself not think well as a correct leader, or if you create tension at the country, believe me, you want this thing, a dilemma. This the president put himself in a very funny state. It's so funny, and they bring anything goodness. One, the president, the government and the president, they create double standard. One, they want investors in Canada country, but we they see consistently after intermittently they bring issues of on the rest of the country. We don't see many. If you want to play them, then clip them. Many. So now look at this particular one. We don't go internationally. BBC, all the news outlet. Now, how you go attract investors then for Canada country, where not stable, or get political tension? Think, use your head. How you go attract people then? Within the sub-region, first we get a problem. Coups and they take place. Look what's happening in Mali. Look what's happening in Burkina Faso. Look what's happening in Guinea-Bissau. Look what's happening in Guinea. Within the sub-region, we get already tense situation. Though we own country, we own leaders there. They're so myopic and so short-sighted that then they create deliberate for let somebody go on radio say, I go mobilize the people and for me them vote the government out. They arrest her, he make headlines. And we just don't listen, waiting the same president be talk with within our opposition or not arrest her. This is so funny. This is so short-sighted. It's so, even if you don't want to use the word dumb, you go use her. What is the point of you creating unnecessary tension? And again, with the ask international community, may they not just fold foot and sit on. Then for work, and also behind the scene, they try, but listen for do more. Because this, they need for tell the power that this President Biose, he gets more responsibility for the lives and property of Sierra Leone. Let not just create any deliberate tension where they create problem for the country. We're not going to benefit for it. Absolutely. Let this nonsense where they take place. So every 2-3 months with the see tension, every 2-3 days with the Lexena, 2 mates their legs. What is the point? If you people actually care about the Sierra Leoneans, believe me, on another depend this funny. But because of the inability of most of these leaders for perform, and some of them they know say yes, then time don't go on, so they no one left power. They create any kind form of rogue means for just staying at power, or make create chaos. Or try at least just for do corny for stay in power. This is wrong. This is the time Sierra Leoneans then for gap and talk. Sierra Leoneans, the civil society then for step up. But again, this is the main reason why we talk. Because those civil society these days in Salome, they don't divide it in political lines. Or some of them they have been bought already. Or some of them they cannot speak because they are afraid. We've seen that. 5 years ago, be there like that. Be there like that. People they speak freely. Other than a salon, we go team up today. It's team up like how me they talk. So maybe comfortably talk without having to be intimidated or arrested or even threatened in some kind. People in the scared for talk. Then they're scared for talk. This is dangerous for democracy, and they make progress in the country. They create unnecessary tension. The investors they will they pray for. The investors they will they look for Canada the country. They not go ever can. Because nobody know they absolutely were full for taking money, bring a kind of country we're not stable. Nobody know they will take money, bring a kind of country where tend for going to war at any time. We they pray for let that happen. Let that not happen. Absolutely, we pray let God make it not happen. But in as much as we pray for let that not happen, we self get responsibility as citizens for what we do we own parts. Calling off real leaders and make them behave more responsibly. Because if we work on the country, in order for church them, then they left now the country, take them people and family out of the country. Now the ordinary person, now in the suffer with people, the ordinary person, we're not they don't know about politics and then they die. Now then they die. Now then they, I mean, look, few years ago, just over a decade or so, just few decades ago, how many people in the country? More than 50,000 people that lost their lives. If people like know the land, if people like know they understand this, now the, I mean, this is dangerous. It's dangerous. If food not there, people enough for talking. Okay, food not there, water not there, road, I mean, electricity not there. At the same time, the government they take the freedom of speech of the debate. It creates more problem for the government. We always make us say they look for good governance. We look for progress, development. We just want for at the end of the day, we get a level playing field because opposition is not an enemy to the state in the first place. Now, a part of government, and government gets a huge responsibility for protect law and order and the good governance system and everybody with it inside it. However, the government for be more lenient in certain cases when no one wants for create any attention. It's very dangerous. Now we just see if we can take some few texts there, and I mean this is very dangerous. Now we want to talk about all this. The thing is, the recent Sierra Leone music. I mean, thank you very much for joining us. And we just state the fact here. Yes, we're not there for support APC, we're not there for support SLPP, but we're there for support Salon. Because at the end of the day, we want little country move. But again, sometimes if we don't get people where they talk, where they sacrifice their time, and bring calm reality into perspective, definitely we continue to move. It's up to now. We don't play the two audios there. We don't see what's in President Biobi talk with in our position. They're not Ola. We don't see what's in Yayah Tunis talk. They're not Ola. So what is the point? What is the point? Why unnecessary? Why the unnecessary arrest? Why the unnecessary tension? Sometimes there's no logic in this. We see a persistent arrest of, even when it is talk about fighting corruption, the attention, the microscopic lens of the ACC was now on the opposition. Even when there is ample evidence against the ruling party members, they're not arrested. But Salon people, they are no longer fools. We believe that this election is very decisive. If we forget this election right, then definitely, I mean, we don't hold ourselves accountable. We go blame ourselves. If truly you as a leader, you believe you don't work for the people of the country, you don't need for panic. If you truly know you don't deliver in your manifesto, let the people and judge. Now we get the power, now we decide. There's no need for creating unnecessary tension in the country. And this is the create bad name for the country. We know there are 30 investors there. We country go back behind. So, and again, we will urge the international community, Madam Kana Salon, pay more attention because they spend billions and billions of dollars before we get peace. May they not just sit down and fold foods, allow we for go into nonsense, foolishness, and stupidity and dumbness, just like what they take place so until people suffer again. We don't care about the politicians because they're already thief enough money, send them picking their abroad. They know most of them picking, they know they're abroad. They know they're abroad. Then they oversee. Then they live a better life. And the moment they show one gun begin one gun shot, they're not in the country. Then go down there, then get double, then get citizenship, then get double passports, then get dual citizenship from different countries. Then go there out, the interview, they give interview. At the end of the day, now me and you too. So this is just very, very serious right now, and we will continue to do the advocacy. And also some people and they're waking up, they don't label we know anyhow. But we know so they do and genuinely for the country in interest. Now that make we not care. Even though you like that, so you don't like that, so with the cow present on the fact. Believe me, anybody on a two Sierra Leone based on them to interview where we don't put so, you will get the winner for see the true picture where the government they going through. We would wish for the country, we would wish for the government for make it succeed, because there is no Sierra Leone, there's no patriotic citizen who go just sit down the one for lay in government within power fail just because of its redness. Because if President Bio failed 5 years, we don't go 5 years back. 5 years back. So that we not a wish for let President Bio fail. But at the same time, President Bio is not a listening president. President Bio na post when they take advice. President Bio they just do, na soldier. This is the reason about na soldier, the man na soldier. Na soldier. Anyhow you look into it, they behave the soldier way. This force, everything, this power business, everything by force. Sometimes they even forget it is not to NPRC time again. This is democracy. This is the new dispensation. This is not the new reality. But the way the president they govern, they govern in a democratic space. They govern in that kind of sense. They govern purely like when they be doing a power. During the 1996 regime, from 1990 to 1996. So we got tap the program here. We will do a follow-up. We will do best for make sure say yes indeed. When I get the informations, when I get the messages there, and for Leona Seple on our part, we share this message. We encourage the people and for talk more, because believe me, if people are mobilized, begin to talk, begin to warn, probably the president, the ruling government will take it. Because we want more detentions and cool out the country. We want let people and get peace. Let freedom of speech there. At least criticism from a friend is better than a kiss from an enemy. Sometimes, if you not criticize you, they see fault. If you not criticize you, they see badness. If you not criticize you, they able to improve. So allow the criticism. Criticism itself is not bad, especially constructive criticism. Not so because person oppose you means say you don't fail. Not so because person oppose you means say they succeed. Not so because person oppose you means they do the right thing. So your focus should be on the priority, not about people say. Because say what? Everybody gets the right to opinion, Not so everybody go like what you do. So therefore, allow the person who not like what you do. Maybe you go learn from one or two. But today, a different thing. For everybody for keep quiet. They be. It's too late. Those days are gone. Those days are gone, and it's wrong. We're not going to continue going at that path there anymore. So I tell now plenty. Thank you for left on our busy schedule in January. We'll come back again with another very important segment, hopefully by the weekend. Yeah, Osman Toure, thank you very much for joining us. And we wish you happy weekend in advance. We came back for journal now. Until then, my name is Mohamed Kabo. Now bye bye.
Talking point platform for news every day. Now we can't.